Madame Lester? Madame, please, just a moment of your time. We won't take long. It's very important to me, please. Hey.
What are you complaining about? I thought it was you who decided to take the goats down to the river.
I didn't say they had to go today. Next week was what I said.
This week, next week, what's the difference?
I just don't feel like it today, right? Give me a break.
Why don't we leave the goats to take themselves down to the river and we go to the beach? Go on, you know the way. If you get lost, just ask.
Jojo, will you stop being so stupid?
Come back! Hey, come on!
Very clever.
It's all here. That's great. Really great, Dion.
All they did was pick it up off the beach.
No, you got no sign of the man who hit you?
I didn't even hear him. Look, I've got my notes back, Inspector. It really isn't important.
Crime is always important, especially violent crime.
The thief saw there was nothing worth stealing. Just research for my book, so he just threw it away.
And all's well that ends well. I knew we'd find it, Mr. Vincent.
There's still a serious question of assault.
Well, look, that's your business, Inspector. I heard nothing, I saw nothing, and I've got work that I have to do.
Mr. Vincent, I'd be a lot happier...
I'm sorry, Inspector. I really would like to just forget about it now. Thank you.
There's nothing missing, Inspector. And it all makes for, well, not the best publicity.
I'm not in the business of sweeping crime under the carpet for the sake of the tourist trade, Mr. Snots.
Oh, hi. I heard what happened to you last night. That's terrible.
What happened to me?
You were mugged last night.
Oh, oh yeah, I'd forgotten.
God. Does it happen all the time, then?
Oh, no, of course not. It's just, well, I have a lot of work to do, and it's sort of a question of priorities. Some things matter, and well, some things don't.
Well, take care. Oh, by the way, I'm Justine.
Daniel. Daniel Vincent.
I knew they wouldn't get far.
But they're in Madame Lester's land. Remember what happened last time? Come on, we've got to get them back. Come on!
Hello. I'm Daniel Vincent. I would like to speak with Madame Lester. I've tried telephoning. If you could tell her...
Madame Lester doesn't see anybody.
Well, I have written. If you could just explain to her.
This is private property.
Madame Lester! I'm Daniel Vincent. I'm writing a book about the painter, Paul Aubert. About his years in the Caribbean. He stayed with you and your husband. Please, madame, just a moment of your time.
Clover's missing.
It would be.
We'll have to find her.
You're joking.
It's always me who has to sort things out.
That barbed wire is not put up for fun, young lady. This is private property.
I've told you, I only came in to get our goat back.
You should have gone to the gate and called for my gardener. He would have recovered your wretched goat.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't do any damage.
I don't care about apologies. Only about my privacy. Don't ever come into these grounds again.
No, I won't.
You may go.
Thank you. It's such a beautiful garden.
Have I seen you before?
My brother and I was here. We came in. I'd forgotten. I thought it was something I dreamt about or read in a book.
You should have learned your lesson then. I hope you have now.
Yes. As soon as I saw the flowers, it all came back to me. I'd always had this picture of a garden full of flowers and trees.
And people yelling at you.
No, it was just peaceful and beautiful.
So who is this crazy old woman anyway?
Oh, I don't think she's crazy.
Of course she is. She hates everybody, and she don't even talk to people.
I know, but when you look at her, even when she was shouting at me, she seemed sad, I suppose.
You wouldn't catch me near her or near that gardener.
They sound like a great couple to me.
Hey, great, first call. What is it?
It's a bleeper for the phone. It'll get me anywhere. It tells me if there's a message on the answering machine. Come back and have a look.
You coming, Shuku?
No, it's okay.
I can send a message on it too, and it'll tell me where you are, what number you're at.
I can get this to play back to me on another phone anyway, but with the bleeper I get to know there's a message waiting.
Wow. How'd you ever live without it?
Dion, it's your father. Seems like a long time since we talked. I'd like to catch up on how your schoolwork's going, too. So give me a call.
You must be real pleased you've got one of those.
Hi, Daniel.
Excuse me.
You're always working. Why don't you take some time off and enjoy yourself? Relax.
Well, I'm only really happy when I work.
I'm just the opposite. You should try it sometime.
Excuse me. Excuse me, are these yours?
Oh, yes, they are. Thank you.
It's very wet.
Well, that's the second time today. Thank you.
Madame Lestaire's house. And the garden.
You know it? I thought no one ever went in there. I've got to speak to Madame Lestaire.
She doesn't talk to anyone.
But she knew Aubert when he was here. You see, it wasn't just the garden that he fell in love with. There was a girl. And she inspired some of his greatest works, priceless paintings.
What happened?
Well, he left. After that, his work was never the same. I've got to find out who that girl was. She was the single most important thing in Aubert's life. I can't even get in to speak to Madame Lestaire.
Hey, why don't we talk to Jarman?
Jarman?
He's a fisherman. He knows everything about the island, all sorts of history. He knows every family and everybody on this island.
Yeah, I heard of this man, Paul. Maybe I even saw him when I was young. My daddy used to take him out fishing.
Well, that's right. He wrote about fishing.
So what about this woman of his?
Well, I've told you all anybody knows about her. Except that he gave her a painting. The last one he did in the Caribbean. No one's ever seen it. In fact, most people don't even believe it exists. But I do. I know it.
You never told me her name?
Well, in one letter, he calls her Shamba.
Shamba.
Yeah, and in another, Petit Shamba.
You see, a long time ago, black people came here as slaves, mostly from West Africa. They mixed us all up, gave us new names, but a lot of people kept the old names inside. It was where they came from. Igbo, Temne, Mandinka, Shamba. That's what he's saying.
Well, how many people would come from the Shamba tribe?
Not many, maybe. But there's one you know.
Oh, Shuku?
No, not me.
You're Madame Lester.
Oh, no. It can't be her, because this girl worked for the Lesters.
She did. But then she married the old man Lester after his first wife died.
Well, then she's the one. Oh, now I've got to speak to her. She could tell me everything. And the painting. It could be right there in that house. I could be this close. Shuku, thank you. And Jamin, look, here, a book. Aubert's works. Many paintings of the garden. Look, thank you. I will speak with you later. Because I have to call. Goodbye. Yes, she's still alive. And I know where she lives. It's unbelievable. It's Madame Lester herself. Yeah, I know. She's just been sitting there all these years. And she could have one of the 20th century's most valuable paintings hanging right there on her wall. Look, I'll phone you tomorrow and let you know.
Hey, Daniel. How are things?
Justine. Well, actually work is looking up.
Something to celebrate. So, why don't I buy you a drink?
I don't really drink. It makes me all muddled. And besides, I have my work to do. Once I get in there, it's a discovery that's going to shock the art world.
And you really think this discovery is in Madame Lester's house?
Well, it has to be. He gave it to her. Paul Aubert gave it to her. Would she throw away a masterpiece?
Well, I wouldn't.
Oh, look, and here's the little lady who pointed me in the right direction. Shuku. Meet Justine. Justine, Shuku.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And all because she fell in love with the garden, just like Paul Aubert. Anyway, I don't think it's going to be a secret garden for very much longer. Once news of this discovery gets out, it's going to be a real tourist attraction.
Daniel, but you can't. I mean, Madame Lester would...
If you really want to shock the art world, maybe it's time you do something about it.
You're right. It's time for action.
I've got to go now.
No, I've worked for this, and I'm going in. And no gates, no gardener, and no locks are going to stop me.
You just don't understand.
Well, how can we understand? You won't tell us what you're talking about. There's some guy writing a book, and a painter who's dead, and a garden with some crazy old woman.
And Daniel's spending too much time with Justine. Come on, Shuku. I didn't mean it.
Hello? Hello? Please.
You again. It better don't be another goat.
Please. I need to see Madame Lester. Just tell her that someone's going to... Well, I don't know. But tell her it's her garden and her picture. I just wanted to help. I didn't know it could do any harm. It was such a romantic story. I never thought the girl could be... Well,
A crotchety old woman.
You mind a lot, don't you?
I mind a lot. I've minded all these years. Some pains don't go away. But do you know, I don't mind as much as I thought I would. Why don't we have some tea? I'd like to take a look at that book. That's the flame tree. It still blooms, just as bright. But it's so much bigger now. You must see it.
Oh, please.
And the breadfruit tree. Paul was so fond of it. I thought he was mad. It's so ugly. You're still so very young. Don't rush it, my dear. But you will, of course. The sun is there and you're impatient to blossom.
Madame Lestaire? I'm sorry that I have to... But some things are more important than manners.
How dare you get out?
I know about Paul Aubert. That you were... And the painting. The painting the world has never seen. Madam, you owe it to the world.
I owe the world nothing. Get out. And you, are you a part of this?
I have no intention of leaving. Not until I can persuade you.
Leave this house or I'll call the police.
No, madame, it is not...
I don't think we need the police, madame. What do they know about art?
So you represent the art world, Mr. Vincent?
Yes,
I'm afraid he does. The stupid little man. But I represent the real world, madame. And in the real world, the painting he's so convinced you have is worth millions. Get them inside.
Be careful, she's only a girl.
I'd hope you'd have the picture ready for me, Daniel. Clearly, you're not much use at anything.
You can't do this.
I am doing it.
I think you take a little too much for granted, my dear.
Not if you value your health, madame.
Exactly. And what makes you think that I do?
All I want is Aubert's painting.
It isn't here. It never was.
I mean what I say.
And so do I.
I'll give you one more minute, madame.
Daniel!
Everybody stand! Where do we start with Shuko?
How come Shuko hasn't been hassling you lately?
She's probably with that Daniel guy, talking about art and stuff.
Well, I'll make the most of it. Or is that a note of jealousy I detect there? Oh, that'll be my dad on the answer phone again. Should I face him or let him leave another message?
There's no time for games. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't have to. Now move away from the girl. Move now! We can be long gone before you're free. And I'll leave you to remember the price of art. Do you want to put me to the test?
Don't tell her!
Shut up.
It's over there. Take it.
One more minute.
Did you hear a mumble? And there was a bang.
It was a shot. I know it was.
Why would someone want to put a shot on your answer phone?
I'll bring the voices up on this. We should be able to filter out all the noise. Get some real volume.
Everybody still! Yourself with Shuko?
Shuko!
I'll call the police. Hold on, Jojo.
I have to get to her! Shuko!
Yes. Yes, that's Aubert's. That's real.
You can't even lie well. We have to start again.
You have the painting. I could never sell it. But I couldn't look at it either. And yet I needed to know it was there.
You have to drive to Madame Lestaire's house, Mr. Snap.
I'm in no mood for jokes, Jojo.
Please! The am phone the police. Shuko could be in real danger.
But Jojo...
Let's go, Snotty.
What will happen to it?
My employer already has a private buyer lined up. He'll pay for the privilege of having a painting he can never show anyone. From one mausoleum to another. Car keys, Daniel.
You're right, Shuku.
Madame Lestaire?
Madam, I have your painting. I'm very sorry.
No need to apologize, young man. I gather you wanted to talk to me.
Would somebody like to tell me what's going on?
I thought I'd find you here.
It's sad in some ways. It's not a secret anymore.
Daniel Vincent talked about letting in the light. He had his own reasons, his own ambition. That doesn't mean he was wrong.
And yet, when everyone can see it, it's like something special's gone away.
Oh, I don't think so. We all keep our special things inside of us. I tried to keep them all within the walls of this estate, and all the time they were quite safe within my heart. I'm not too old to learn, and you're not too young. I want you to have this.
Oh, I couldn't.
Please accept it as a gift, Shuku. It would mean a lot to me. Paul stood here and drew it. I watched him.
Oh, I'd love to. But will you keep it for me? Here, where it belongs?
Yes. If it gives you a reason to call upon a cantankerous old lady from time to time. Come.
Run